Where do we start, man? Where do we start? Well, end of the week, not been the greatest week for me personally. And trading wise, it's been all right. It's been all right. But the main thing, the few things I kind of want to talk about today is just journaling trades, right? And why that's important um, for confidence when you're learning and why you're supposed to do it. And then just kind of where my head's been at with my trading and kind of why some things I think that are factoring into my decisions because my decisions and my trading just hasn't been the best. It just hasn't. And yeah, I think there's a good amount of stuff to go over. Today, our account is up, but not because of just phenomenal trading, but um, yeah, I'll go over the trades I took. We'll kind of go over this here. So let me know what you guys use on TradingView because I'm going back to this chart here, not the contract one because the numbers line up better with my Top Step X account. I don't know if I should or shouldn't do that, but that's kind of the idea right now. But the first trade I took, I kind of want to go over here, that I'm going to go over is on the NQ. We had this 4 hour area right here, this 4 hour gap. So I'll just draw that out. And then if we drop to the 1 minute, the black line is obviously the 4 hour gap. We traded into it, right? Taking out these highs, traded lower, and we left these relatively equal lows. So that was kind of what my eyes were fixed on. I'll kind of go over why that wasn't correct now, in hindsight. But that was what my eyes were fixed on. This was actually the setup of the day right here. Is if you took this inversion, you just take the setup, you get in here, you hold your trade, stop loss below this low or whatever, and it ends up playing out to this high. You go break even. You get stopped at break even there, so you wouldn't catch this continuation. But this was a decent setup. It held really nice, right? Where was my trade then, you might ask? Well, my trade was here. My trade was right on here. Was this on the 2 minute actually? Was this 2 minute inversion? Again, keep in mind we were in that 4 hour gap and we had put in an SMT. So I went short here. I don't hate this trade by any means, right? This was the SMT. We had a singular gap that we closed below, and I was looking for these equal lows, or relative equal lows. That was what my mind was on. I wanted to see that because that became a 1 hour gap. If we can pull up the 1 hour here, it became a 1 hour gap. So I wanted to see us kind of move our way down there. But like I said, the reason why I think that wasn't meant to be is because if we look at the 15 minute and the 30 minute here, we sweep this gap. We're already tapped into this gap. So since we were bullish, we didn't really need to go back in there. And then the 15 minute, we sweep out these 15 minute lows inside this bullish gap again. So this was more of a hidden fair value gap and more of an unimportant fair value gap. And this was actually just a really solid reaction off this order block. So I think that's, if I want to pick reasons why that trade didn't work and why it wasn't that great, is that in terms of the SMT, the 4 hour, my dog's going crazy in there. I don't know if you can hear it, but everything else on it looked good. I just think that I was trying to not really force anything. It didn't work out, and I can learn from it, and I can take away points and take away reasons why I believe it didn't work out. And we also did have an SMT at the lows here, so I'll kind of highlight this real quick. We had an SMT at these lows here. So I think, honestly, I just didn't read this chart at a high enough level today because, and I'll kind of show you guys here, if we really break this down, I'm going to get rid of the 4 hour gap here so we don't have every line on the universe. We had swept this low here, which as you can see, this low and this low are the same. We had an SMT, bullish SMT there, holding the order block with an inversion out of it. And then we also even have an SMT at this low that I was trying to target right here. So we have a double SMT. We had already swept this low, so we had sponsored the move higher. We made another SMT. So I really shouldn't have put so much emphasis on these relative equal lows. Unfortunately, if we did just come down a few more points, sweep out this low, I would have been ridiculously bullish the rest of the day. But that just didn't happen, right? So I got into the shorts because of that, and that was a mistake, right? I didn't read the chart well. I looked over things, and I didn't really. I guess I just didn't see it, right? I think that sometimes happens, right? Doesn't mean it's not a good thing, but I just didn't see it. Another thing is that we had a very, very, very small gap right here. So we had a 5-minute fair value gap bullish. That obviously didn't get closed. So although we had the 2-minute, we also had a 3-minute gap right here that didn't get closed either. So, not saying that the 2-minute was just directly invalid, but we also, we didn't close below this 5-minute gap. And then we got the setup of the day right here, which is how I ended the day green. As soon as I got stopped out, and I noticed the 5-minute gap, I kind of thought about, I realized this after losing, and I entered back in just around here, just longs, and then I took like a micro off here. I did like 3. Took a micro off here and then let some runners go, and we ended the day with $127. So where does that put the account? 2,371. Obviously, if I would have held, but where did I end up getting off my trade at? Let's see. If I would have held, obviously we would have made, oh my gosh, that's actually insane. We would have passed our account. We would have, I don't know, that's insane. That's insane. 1 micro would have passed my account. But that's insane. That is actually crazy. Today was just so bullish, man. Just so bullish. So that's what we can take away from that losing trade, right? But again, it's like, we took out Asia high. We're super bearish overall, right? I honestly was anticipating a move up to finish the week. Wow. My gosh. 600 points today. That's insane. Bro. Why, man? Honestly, I'm just shocked to see moves like this. I had not a feeling, but I kind of wanted to see longs play out today because of the fact that I did not expect us to end a super bearish week like we were trying to. So I expected some sort of retracement. I did not expect it to be this quick or this fast. I mean, it's not even 12 yet, and we took out yesterday's high. But ES even almost 200 points. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's like almost FOMC. FOMC was 200 points, and we're 50 points away from that. So that's wild. So yeah, I mean, what was I talking about earlier in the video was just why. So that was the analysis out of the way, right? Double SMT here. So we already had the SMT. So we had already swept this low on ES. So technically that's bullish. And then we had another SMT put in. We were holding the order block. We had this inversion. I could have taken this setup here or this setup. This setup would have garnered a lot more did garner a lot more just because when you get here, it didn't retrace. And unfortunately, I didn't get involved in the zero retracement move the rest of the day. I mean, even if you were trailing your stop, right? Even if you trailed your stop to like these candle lows, boom. Do you even get stopped out? You get stopped out like up here. That's insane. But even if you just waited for the down close candles, you wouldn't even get stopped out here. Like, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then you wait for a new high to get printed here, and then you trail your stop here, and you wait for a new high, boom, trail stop here. I mean, like, you literally, you almost can't get taken out of the market today. There's some days like this where the people that trade, differently or whatever, and you're just trailing your stop and you're trailing your stop and you only get stopped out by your stop trailing. Like, these are days where you literally make almost unlimited money. Like, this is crazy. But anyways, the analysis out of the way, right? That's what I could have done better. That's how I could have interpreted this, how I could have avoided this loss. I don't like to just sit there and always try and figure out ways to avoid losses, because I think if the trade played out, I would have been sitting here telling you how good of a trade it was, right? So it's always nice to kind of try and learn from things, but I don't think it's ever good to just always overanalyze your decisions and say that they're always wrong just because they didn't work, right? I do think that I did miss some things today on that first trade, but I don't think that I was just wrong because of it. So, yeah, out of the way, what do I want to talk about in terms of, I was saying confidence in journaling, and then also, so why is it important to journal for confidence, especially as someone like myself trying to get better? And pressures that could be causing this, right? One of the pressures that is causing this, in my opinion, is, let me go to my calendar here, pull this up for you guys. This is my calendar. Hopefully it's synced with the one on my phone. It is not, but that's fine because I'll just show you guys, right? This is where we're at, obviously, the 20th. What do we have coming up? We have a Monday, I'd assume, a no news Monday next week, right? I'd assume that. Monday, yeah, no real news. Tuesday is Christmas Eve. Let's pull this up again. Tuesday is Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, Hanukkah, and then a Friday. Right? If we're being honest, I don't think I'm not trading 3 of the days. I'm definitely not placing a trade. We might place a trade one of the days. We might see something. But is price action going to be any good? Probably not. Right? So that's 1 week. Right? What do we have after that? Well, we have 3 more days in the year, but we have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I'm going to assume New Year's Day is not going to be good either. Right? I assume that the first week of the month is going to be a little bit tricky. Because we have New Year's Day, January 1st. Then we have Thursday and Friday. Again, it's the first week of the month. I don't know, right? And then, you guys don't see anything here, but I have a snowboarding ski trip the 8th to, I believe, the 15th. Let me triple check. The 8th to the 14th, right? And I just won't be trading. I'm going to take that well-needed break off the charts. I haven't had a break off the charts in a while. I'll have videos scheduled. I'm going to have a video about journaling, my Notion template, stuff like that, and stuff like that. And I think I have like 2 other videos scheduled. Try and get 3 to 4 out and ready. But I won't be trading. I'm not bringing my computer with me. I'm going to look at the charts afterwards. But I'm not going to trade. So that's guaranteed, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm, depending on when I get back, maybe 6 days. 5 days off. 5 days no trading. I haven't done that in a long time. But that's fine. It's a much needed break. But my point with bringing this up is you guys see the balance, right? Where do I think a lot of my pressure has been coming from? Where's my trading gone down? I think my trading's gotten worse recently, not technically wise or anything. My executions, my decision making, my FOMO, my greed, whatever, it's all been getting worse. It's because I've never been this close to passing account. It's how it goes, right? It's not a good thing, obviously. I'm not supposed to focus on money, obviously, but you're gonna do it, right? You're gonna do it from time to time when you're hitting roadblocks, you're hitting new PRs, right? It's just gonna happen, man. You don't just go from benching 225 to benching 275, right? You have to hit 250, and the jump from 225 to 250 is a big jump. But then eventually you work on it, and you hit your goal. You hit different levels, right? You hit different targets. So I have to address the elephant in the room. My trading's been bad. We all know it, right? What are some factors? Never being this far before my account. I'm $630 away from passing my account. That's like 2 great days, 3 good days, 4 all right days, right? Maybe 1 amazing day, right? Not with how I've been trading 1 or 2 micros, but when I used to trade the 5 micros, that's a 60-point move. That's like 2 days, right? 30 points here, 30 points there. Boom, we're funded. That's pressure. For me. Shouldn't be, but it is. Farthest my account's ever been. What else is pressure? Wanting to pass the account, right? So similar things, but the second one, wanting to pass my account, weighs into The calendar. I showed you guys a calendar for a reason. Next week, abysmal for trading. We're just going to say how it is. Abysmal. Last week of the month. Are you kidding me? So we have Christmas week, and we have the last week of the month, and the first week of the next year. Or last week of the year, first week of the next year. Christmas, January first week, and then I'm on a trip. So I might get a few days in the trade. So that builds pressure, right? That makes me say, when I came into December, I expected bad price action because everyone always talks about bad price action. To be honest, the first 2 weeks weren't that bad. We're pretty good. I didn't capitalize on opportunities I had. We didn't lose ground, but we didn't gain much, right? I wanted to pass my account. I put psychological pressure to pass my account by before Christmas because I knew before this week ended. I didn't come into today trying to pass my account. I didn't come into this whatever week trying to pass my account. But before December started, I was kind of telling myself let's pass before Christmas week because price action will more than likely not be good. So I'm putting factors and pressures on myself that have nothing to do with trading. They have nothing to do with charts. They have nothing to do with anything other than mental barriers, right? That's disappointing. What does that cause? It caused me to trade bad. What does trading bad cause you to do? When you're not consistently profitable, like I've talked about in the video earlier this week, fear, FOMO, and lack of trust and lack of belief. Right now, my belief in myself and my abilities isn't the greatest, right? Because I haven't performed well in a long time. And you guys know it. You guys have been watching. You guys know it. I'm locking my account today. No more trades. You guys know it. I have not performed well. I haven't been performing ideally in a long time. I haven't had great days in a long time. I have some good moments, but I haven't had great days. What does that do? It makes you doubt yourself. That's why I like that I can look back at these videos so I can see, okay, this day wasn't good here. I didn't make any money. I may have lost some. I maybe barely made any. But let me look back and see what I did that day. Why was it not a great day, right? Why was that day so small? Or why was it a loss? Or why did I overtrade, right? And I can look back and say, okay, I actually remember this day. I was really confident how I read the chart. My confidence didn't translate well, and I didn't perform well executions-wise. But I read the chart well. That was a good day, right? I can look back. That's why I say it's so important to journal. When I go on Notion here, I was telling myself, well, today when I was just looking at this chart, I'm like, man, haven't had a good day in a long time. I just feel like I'm not trading well. I feel like I'm just don't know how to read the market. I feel like I'm not good. All these different things go in your head, and it tells you, like, what am I doing? Do I know what I'm doing? What's happening, right? What is happening? Because I haven't had a good day in so long. This is December 3rd, right? The trade recaps. I've missed a few days here at the bottom. I'm going to have to get them in. But this is why it's so important to do this, is because you can kind of see. I get caught up. Do I know what I'm doing? Do I not know what I'm doing? I feel like I haven't had a great day in a while, so it's like, okay, I know the last few weeks I haven't had a good day. So what does that do for confidence? Puts it in the toilet, right? The confidence is down the drain because I haven't had a good day in a while. So why is journaling so important? I can look back and see, okay, what happened here? December 3rd, look at this. We overtraded this day. What happened this day? It looks like we came out even, minus 180, right? 140. Maybe we made a little bit, right? Tuesday. Let's look at this. An F rating trade. Why would it be an F rating trade? I got into the trade because of the 4-hour fair value gap. S&P was displaced from almost 5-minute inverse. Almost 5-minute inverse. So this trade didn't even close above. It would have hit take profit, but it didn't even close above where I was trying to get in, and I closed the trade early for no real reason. Besides the fact that I knew that the inverse didn't happen yet, and I closed the trade early. We would have sat through chop, but it would have worked. Why is this important? Because I can look back and say, hey, this was a loss, but it wasn't a loss because of anything other than bad decisions. Bad decisions. Right? Then we can look at the next trade from that day. Right? TP1 micro at this high level and then went to break even. But then why would we go to break even there? Why would we TP there? Emotional trading, right? So I can look back and say, okay, this is why I didn't have a good day on this Tuesday, right? This is why I didn't have a good day. I took 3 F-rated setups, and not F-rated just because whatever. F-rated because they're not good setups, right? Let's see. Then FOMO'd longs here. So I FOMO'd into longs here, right? That's an F-rated setup because I FOMO'd. Right? So I can go back and look through this and I can see, and I'm not going to go through, I'll go through a few winners, right? This was an A+ setup, right? This is really important. Oh, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. I made 140 on this trade. I made $2 on this trade. Why is this one the A-rated setup and this one's a B-rated setup? Well, let's look. We went long. We had low resistance liquidity. We had a 5-minute order block. We had swept this low. We're in the macro, right? I get an inverse. I go in here and I went to break even right away. Stopped out early. Look at this trade. I mean, these are trades that, pass accounts, right? The number up here, you guys can't see, but it says around 270 or 60. We got in around under 200. This is a 60-point move. We had low resistance. This is great. I get in here and I go break even right away and I lose. Why did I do that? Well, let's look back at what happened before here. We just had a $110 loss on a B+ setup, right? This setup, I remember this day, right? This is an all right, but it's not that good, right? It got us cooked. So what happened in my mind on this trade? I had taken a bunch of bad setups, about break even, because I was just doing dumb stuff. The same day, right? Same day. Should have never really got involved, and even if I did, it should have been one winner, right? I should have got the first trade. Should have never been in, but it should have been one winner, right? Cool. We messed that up. We take a loss. That was all right. B-rated setup. It was an all right trade. It was a loss. You can take it. And then we get our A+ setup that's going to pay for the day. It's going to end us on a great day, and we bottle it. Then what do? What's this B+ setup, you might say? Oh, it's the exact same trade. Remember the one we got in right here that we got out of break even? Well, we got another inversion right here. And because I knew it was a good trade, I end up getting in a lot higher up with a way bigger stop loss. Take profit a lot less because it's a lot smaller move than from down here. And then I, went and trailed my stop here. Trailed my stop really tight. Trailed my stop literally to right here. Got stop hunted after we took this high. And it ran up to the final TP. Then, this day here, when I go on through my day and go on through my weeks, I wouldn't have remembered that, right? I could not have remembered that if I didn't document it. So because I got to document it, I can look back and say, man, or if I didn't document my trades, man, I haven't had a winning trade in so long. I haven't had a good day. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just don't take good trades. I don't know why. I don't know why. What's happening? What's wrong? I just don't feel like I can see the market well. And if you don't have anything documented, you're gonna just believe that. You're gonna say, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. It hasn't been good. I've been trading bad. But I can say I've been trading bad. What's happening? Like today, my reaction was, I've been trading bad. What is happening? What is going on? And I can tell myself, okay, we haven't been trading good. Let's go look at our journal. What's been happening? December 3rd, Tuesday, we took a ton of trades, bunch of BS that shouldn't have happened here. All right loss, horrible exit early, right? Let's see what I said here. I said psychology, absolutely horrible, got shaken out right away on what would have been a great trade of the day. Of course, if I just trusted my stop loss and take profits, I would have banked. I got to be more confident, right? And again, I'm never sitting here to try and beat myself up mentally. It's not the point. But this is to bring me confidence. And I can look at this and I can say, okay, I haven't had a good day in a long time, but why not? Well, Tuesday, I was making a bunch of bad decisions. Had nothing to do with my reading the chart. Look at this first trade that we lost on. It went in our direction and it never would have stopped us out. You know what I mean? So what are we doing? We're losing, we're killing ourselves here. We're beating ourselves. We're not losing to the market here. This could have been one of those days that I was like, man, what a great day. I felt amazing. I traded great. I did well. What an amazing day, right? And that's just one example. And I'm going to go through these on my own to reinstate that confidence, say, okay, what was happening here? Why was I taking these F setups? Because this is an F setup. I don't just rate a setup just because it loses. This is an F setup because it was an F setup. We'll see what it was, right? This is a all-time highs short on a random fair value gap when we had double SMT. I'm assuming that's why I said it was an F. Let's see what we said here. This was a FOMO entry. Didn't wait for the dump and missed, and didn't want to wait for the dump and missed it. Was way too eager to place a short. If you look at the 5-minute chart, it completely jumped the gun. Just wasn't a good trade. Yeah, the 5-minute chart, right? We check out the 5-minute chart here. This 5-minute chart, it never closed. It was just wicking. We had an SMT. Bad trade, right? So I'm just making a lot of mistakes. I'm looking back through these days. And then what happened here? I took a B plus setup with $109 gain. Trade explanation, 2-minute IFVG, double SMT, strong, 5-minute, whatever. This is probably literally just an inverse of the trade that we lost on, right? Yeah, it was. It literally was. We took an inverse on the trade that we lost on. We had double SMT. This was a good setup. We had a 5-minute gap, and we got in, and we took all our profits off there, right? We could have made more. So I get to look back, right? That's my whole point. And that's why I'm going to drop a journal video, because I mean, when people say you can't become profitable without journaling, you really can't, because it's not about learning from this, but it's about when you don't have confidence in yourself, you go back and say, what has happened this month, right? I can look back and say, what has been happening this month? What has been happening? I can look at this day here, 1 million executions. And I can ask myself, what happened that day, right? And I can see, okay, this is why I didn't have a great day, is because what was I doing that day, right? So I can look back, and since I haven't had that great day in a long time and I'm losing confidence, I can say, where's it going wrong? Where am I doing well? What's been happening? Let me get to the bottom of this, and I can rebuild up that confidence, right? This Tuesday would have been a great day. Should have been a great day. Right, let's find some good day. Look, another Tuesday. We lost $200. Let's see why we said this was C rating. Let's see if we're being honest. First trade was short in ES for 5-minute, and second trade was a long with 2 micros on NQ 5-minute IFVG. Psychology wasn't that bad, just took 2 losses. Yeah, these 2 trades weren't that good. I should have gone break even on this trade, and I was fighting the trend. But then what happened here? Again, another reason. Why is our winner barely enough to cover our loss? Because of psychology, right? This trade here was good. We got in, and we trailed our stop too tight. Or no, we took most of it off here, and we didn't hold our runners, right? So we had a small win to make back. Why am I doing that? Well, because I'm down money. I'm down on the day. And I tell myself, hey, we're down on the trade, right? Or we're down on the day. I'm down $200. I get into a good trade. As soon as I see that 200, it's like lights out. I'm taking it, right? I don't know. I don't have a great conclusion to all that. I just wanted to talk about that for myself, for my own sake. It's just been rough because, again, all these things are related to each other. Why am I taking weird setups, and then why am I taking good setups and only getting back what I lost? Well, because I'm at my all-time high on my account, and because I want to pass my account, and then because I expect bad price action. I'm taking 1 and 2 micros instead of my normal sizing. You know, I'm doing all these different things. They're all correlated. They all bounce off each other. There's a reaction for everything that's happening. Everything has a reason for what I'm doing. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Why am I making this mistake? Well, because I'm making this mistake, right? It's a collection of things that all work together, and I have to just start controlling the controllables and stop worrying about everything that doesn't matter. That doesn't take away the frustrating feeling of the difficulties that I've been facing, but we will get through it. We will do better, and we'll come out ahead. But yeah, definitely, this is an important thing to talk about for myself, and that's why you need to be journaling. You need to be journaling if you're not profitable. When you're profitable, it doesn't matter because, you have that confidence. Oh, I had this good day here. I did this. When you're doing the right things, you need a journal because you need to see the mistakes you're making, and you need to, maybe you know the mistakes you're making, but you need to see how the mistakes you're making are killing you. You don't need to see how they're just, oh, they're here, they're there, whatever. Oh, I make this mistake. No. Look how good this day was objectively. I saw the market well. I read the market well, but look, I lost today. because of these mistakes here. And then you can start fixing them. That's all you got to do. I appreciate all you guys' support in these videos. That's all I got, man. Long one for you guys, but Friday. Take care of yourselves, bro. And dude, Mr. Beast video show on the Beast Games on Amazon Prime. That show has actually got my interest, dude. It's really good. I think it's really cool. So check that out if you haven't. I mean, I don't know. Mr. Beast doesn't need me to shout him out, but it actually is pretty interesting. I think it's gonna be pretty good. Some good football games this weekend, and then it's Christmas next week, right? Not sure what type of videos, what I'll be doing next week, but we'll see, man. We want to pass our account. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully we can get it done. But the work don't stop there. Don't stop ever. And we keep going. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace. Have a good weekend.